Have you ever imagined what you would do if your father was murdered and the ghost of your dead father returned in the middle of the night demanding revenge? Would you strike instantly, or would fear, doubt, and madness slowly destroy you first? This is not just the story of a prince. This is the story of a young man whose entire world collapsed in a matter of weeks. A story filled with betrayal, manipulation, obsession, murder, and psychological warfare. And by the time it ends, almost everyone is dead. This is the tragic story of Hamlet. In the cold kingdom of Denmark, a dark cloud hung over Elsinore Castle. The people were grieving because their beloved king, King Hamlet, had suddenly died under mysterious circumstances. He was known as a fearless warrior king, respected by his people and feared by his enemies. His death shocked the entire kingdom. But what shocked Prince Hamlet even more was what happened next. Before the kingdom had fully mourned his father's death, his mother, Queen Gertrude, married his uncle Claudius. The wedding happened so quickly that it felt almost cruel. The same tables used for his father's funeral feast were now being used for wedding celebrations. Imagine losing your father, and then watching your mother smile beside another man weeks later. And that man happens to be your father's own brother. Prince Hamlet was disgusted. He felt betrayed. He stopped trusting everyone around him. While the kingdom celebrated its new king, Prince Hamlet quietly sank into depression. He wore black clothes, isolated himself, and constantly thought about death. He looked at his mother and saw weakness. He looked at his uncle and felt something darker, suspicion. But he had no proof. Everyone told him to move on. Claudius acted like a caring uncle, telling him that grief was natural, but life must continue. Queen Gertrude begged her son to stay in Denmark instead of returning to university. Trapped in the castle that now felt like a prison, Prince Hamlet began mentally breaking apart. One freezing night, castle guards saw something terrifying walking along the walls. It looked exactly like the dead king. The ghost appeared wearing armor, silent and terrifying. The guards were horrified. They told Horatio, Hamlet's closest friend, who initially thought they were insane until he saw the ghost with his own eyes. The ghost disappeared before speaking. When Prince Hamlet heard about this, he demanded to see it himself. The next night he waited in darkness as freezing wind moved through the castle walls. Then suddenly, the ghost appeared. It looked exactly like his father. Prince Hamlet was terrified but followed the spirit into the darkness where no one else could hear them. What the ghost revealed changed everything forever. The ghost told him that he was murdered. He said he was sleeping peacefully in his garden when his own brother Claudius poured poison into his ear and stole his life, his crown, and his queen. The ghost demanded revenge. He ordered Prince Hamlet to kill Claudius but spare Queen Gertrude and leave her judgment to heaven. Then the ghost vanished into darkness. Prince Hamlet stood frozen. His worst suspicions were true. His father had been murdered. His uncle was a monster. His mother may have been involved. And now revenge had become his destiny. But there was one problem. What if the ghost was lying? What if it was a demon trying to manipulate him? Prince Hamlet became obsessed with finding proof. He swore his friends to secrecy and announced that he would begin acting strange. He told them no matter how insane he appeared, they should never reveal the truth. Soon the castle began noticing his bizarre behavior. He spoke in riddles. He laughed at inappropriate moments. He stared at walls. People began whispering that the prince had gone mad. But there was another victim caught in the middle of his chaos. Ophelia. She was young, beautiful, and deeply in love with Prince Hamlet. Their relationship once gave him peace, but now everything changed. Her father, Polonius, was a powerful royal advisor who believed Prince Hamlet was losing his mind because of love. He ordered Ophelia to reject Hamlet completely. She obeyed her father. When Prince Hamlet visited her room looking emotionally shattered, she returned his letters and cut him off. That moment pushed him even deeper into isolation. He felt abandoned by everyone. Meanwhile, Claudius began noticing that something was wrong. He realized Prince Hamlet was behaving strangely and feared he might know something dangerous. To spy on him, he summoned Hamlet's old friends, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. They pretended to care about him, but their real mission was to discover what he knew. Prince Hamlet quickly realized they were spying on him, and his paranoia intensified. Everywhere he looked, he saw betrayal. Friends were fake, love was gone, family was corrupted, the kingdom was rotten. Then one day, a group of traveling actors arrived at the castle. Suddenly, Prince Hamlet had an idea that would expose the truth. He asked the actors to perform a play that mirrored his father's murder exactly: a king sleeping peacefully in a garden before being poisoned by his own relative. Prince Hamlet believed that if Claudius was truly guilty, his reaction would reveal everything. As the night of the performance approached, Prince Hamlet became consumed by inner conflict. He wanted revenge, but fear kept stopping him. What if killing Claudius turned him into the very monster he hated? What if life itself was meaningless? This mental breakdown led to one of the most famous moments in literary history. Alone with his thoughts, Prince Hamlet whispered the words that would echo through history forever. To be, or not to be. He questioned whether life was worth living at all. Was it nobler to suffer silently, or fight back against the pain? He thought about ending everything. He thought about death as an escape. But fear of the unknown after death stopped him. His mind became a battlefield, and while he was fighting demons inside his head, the real demon sat on the throne wearing a crown. The night of the play finally arrived. The royal family sat before the stage. Prince Hamlet watched Claudius carefully as the actors recreated the exact murder described by the ghost. Poison poured into a sleeping king's ear. Silence filled the room. Then suddenly Claudius jumped to his feet in panic. His face turned pale. He screamed for the performance to stop and stormed out of the room. The entire court was shocked. But Prince Hamlet finally had what he needed: proof. His uncle was guilty. His father's ghost had spoken the truth. And now revenge was no longer a question. It was inevitable. After Prince Hamlet watched Claudius run from the theater in pure panic, something inside him changed. For weeks he had been trapped between doubt and rage, but now the truth was undeniable. His father had been murdered. His uncle had stolen the throne, and his mother had chosen to stand beside the man who destroyed their family. Revenge was finally within reach. Yet the most dangerous part of the story was only beginning. That same night, while the castle erupted in confusion over the interrupted play, Claudius locked himself inside a private chapel. For the first time, he dropped his royal mask. Alone on his knees, he admitted what he had done. He confessed that he murdered his own brother for power, ambition, and desire. He wanted forgiveness from God, but deep down he knew he wasn't truly sorry, because he still wanted the crown and the queen he had gained through murder. At that exact moment, Prince Hamlet entered quietly and found his uncle completely vulnerable. This was the perfect opportunity. One sword strike could end everything. His father would be avenged. The kingdom would be free. But then Prince Hamlet started thinking again. What if he killed Claudius while he was praying and his soul went to heaven? His father was murdered without a chance to confess his sins. Prince Hamlet wanted his revenge to feel equal. So instead of acting, he walked away. It was the biggest mistake of his life. The man he hated most was inches away from death, and he let him live because of overthinking. Moments later, Queen Gertrude summoned her son to her private chamber. She had been manipulated by Claudius into confronting Hamlet about his behavior. Hidden behind a curtain in her room was Polonius, secretly spying for the king. When Prince Hamlet entered the room, years of pain exploded at once. He confronted his mother with brutal honesty. He accused her of betraying his father's memory. He compared his noble dead father to the corrupt man she had married. Queen Gertrude became terrified and screamed for help. From behind the curtain, Polonius shouted. Prince Hamlet instantly believed it was Claudius hiding there. Without thinking, he drove his sword through the curtain. A body collapsed to the floor. But when he pulled back the fabric, his blood froze. It wasn't Claudius, it was Polonius. An innocent man was dead because of Hamlet's impulsive rage. In one reckless second, he had become exactly what he feared, a killer. While his mother stood horrified, something supernatural happened again. The ghost of his father appeared once more. But this time, only Prince Hamlet could see him. The ghost reminded him to stay focused on revenge and not lose himself in madness. Queen Gertrude watched her son speak to empty air and became convinced he had truly gone insane. Meanwhile, news of Polonius's death spread through the castle like wildfire. Claudius realized Hamlet had become too dangerous to keep alive. Publicly killing the prince would create rebellion, so he created a secret plan. He ordered Rosencrantz and Guildenstern to escort Hamlet to England. But hidden in their luggage was a sealed letter ordering the English king to execute Hamlet immediately upon arrival. Prince Hamlet was being sent to his death by his own family. During the journey, his instincts finally returned. He secretly opened the letter and discovered Claudius's betrayal. Instead of panicking, he did something cold and brilliant. He rewrote the letter so that when they reached England, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern would be executed instead. The very friends who betrayed him were now walking toward their own deaths without knowing it. Fate intervened again when pirates attacked the ship. In the chaos, Prince Hamlet boarded the pirate vessel and somehow survived while his former friends continued toward execution. Against impossible odds, he returned to Denmark alive. But while he was gone, another tragedy unfolded. Ophelia had completely broken mentally after losing both her father and Hamlet's love. She wandered the castle singing strange songs, speaking in broken fragments, and handing out flowers while descending deeper into madness. The once innocent girl became a symbol of pure heartbreak. Then came the devastating news. Ophelia drowned in a river after falling from a tree branch into the water below. Some believed it was an accident. Others believed it was suicide. Either way, her life ended in tragedy. When her brother Laertes returned home and discovered his father was dead and his sister was gone, he was consumed by rage. Unlike Prince Hamlet, Laertes didn't overthink revenge. He wanted blood immediately. Claudius saw an opportunity and manipulated him. He convinced Laertes that Hamlet was responsible for everything, and together they created a deadly trap. They would challenge Hamlet to a friendly fencing match. But Laertes would secretly use a sharpened sword coated in deadly poison. If that failed, Claudius prepared poisoned wine as backup. Either way, Prince Hamlet would die. When Hamlet returned to Denmark, he visited a graveyard, where workers were digging a fresh grave. He picked up a skull and learned it belonged to Yorick, the royal jester he loved as a child. Holding the skull in his hands forced him to confront mortality again. Kings, fools, lovers, warriors, everyone ends the same way, dust. As he stood there reflecting on death, a funeral procession approached. Then he saw the name on the grave. It was Ophelia. The woman he once loved was gone forever. Overcome with grief, Prince Hamlet jumped into her grave and fought Laertes in front of everyone, screaming that he loved her more than 40,000 brothers ever could. The entire kingdom watched two broken men destroy each other over a dead woman. And standing quietly in the background, Claudius smiled because his final trap was almost ready. The next morning, the atmosphere inside Elsinore Castle felt strangely calm, but beneath that silence was a storm waiting to explode. Prince Hamlet had returned from death itself. He had survived betrayal, escaped execution, lost the woman he loved, and now stood in a kingdom where nearly everyone either feared him or wanted him dead. Yet for the first time in the entire story, something inside him felt different. The constant hesitation that had poisoned his mind for so long was fading. He had spent months trapped between thought and action, but after seeing Ophelia lowered into the ground, he began accepting a brutal truth. Life could end at any moment, whether you were ready or not. He told Horatio that there was a special kind of peace in accepting fate. He said if death comes now, then it comes now. If later, then later. But no one escapes it forever. Those words revealed something terrifying. Prince Hamlet was no longer afraid of dying, and a man with nothing left to lose becomes extremely dangerous. Soon after, a royal messenger invited him to a friendly fencing match against Laertes. It was presented as a harmless competition designed to repair their conflict. Horatio immediately sensed danger and warned Hamlet not to participate. Even Hamlet himself felt something dark in the air. He admitted that his heart felt strangely uneasy, as if disaster was approaching. But then he said something that sealed everyone's fate. Let it be. He walked toward the trap anyway. The royal court gathered to watch the duel. Claudius sat on his throne pretending to be a loving king while secretly preparing murder. Beside him sat Queen Gertrude, unaware that she was also in danger. Laertes stood holding the poisoned blade, hiding his rage behind fake sportsmanship. Prince Hamlet approached him respectfully and apologized for killing Polonius, blaming his madness for his actions. For a brief moment, it seemed peace might be possible. But Laertes had already chosen revenge. The duel began. At first, Prince Hamlet performed surprisingly well and scored points against Laertes. Claudius grew nervous because his plan depended on Hamlet losing. To celebrate Hamlet's early success, he offered him a cup of wine. But the drink was secretly poisoned. Hamlet refused because he wanted to continue fighting. Then fate intervened in the cruelest possible way. Queen Gertrude, proud of her son, picked up the poisoned cup and drank from it before anyone could stop her. Claudius panicked but remained silent because revealing the poison would expose his plot. Moments later, the duel became violent. Laertes finally struck Prince Hamlet with the poisoned sword. The wound looked minor, but death had already entered Hamlet's body. During their struggle, the swords were accidentally exchanged. In the chaos, Prince Hamlet struck Laertes with the same poisoned blade. Now both men were dying. Suddenly, Queen Gertrude collapsed. Her body shook as poison spread through her veins. With her final breath, she revealed the truth. She screamed that the drink was poisoned before falling dead in front of the entire court. Everything exploded at once. Laertes, realizing he was dying, finally confessed the entire conspiracy. He admitted that Claudius planned everything. The poisoned sword, the poisoned wine, the trap, every lie. At that moment, Prince Hamlet looked at his uncle and saw the source of every tragedy in his life. His father murdered, his mother dead, Ophelia gone, his own death now unavoidable. There was no hesitation left, no overthinking, no philosophy, no fear, pure action. He stabbed Claudius with the poisoned sword and forced him to drink the poisoned wine. Claudius begged for mercy, but Hamlet gave him none. The corrupt king died choking on the same poison he created for others. Revenge was complete, but it came far too late. Laertes died from the poison and asked Hamlet for forgiveness. Hamlet forgave him as both victims of Claudius's manipulation. Then Hamlet himself began collapsing. The poison was killing him quickly. As his body weakened, he turned to Horatio, his only truly loyal friend. Horatio wanted to drink poison and die beside him, but Hamlet stopped him. He told him to stay alive and tell his story to the world. He didn't want to be remembered as a mad prince. He wanted people to understand what really happened. In his final moments, news arrived that Fortinbras, Prince of Norway, was approaching the castle to claim control of Denmark. Hamlet, now too weak to fight, named Fortinbras as the next ruler. Then he spoke his final words. The rest is silence, and just like that, Prince Hamlet died. The castle became a graveyard. King Hamlet was dead. Queen Gertrude was dead. Claudius was dead. Ophelia was dead. Laertes was dead. And finally, Prince Hamlet was dead. Nearly everyone was destroyed because one man chose greed, and one prince waited too long to act. That is why Hamlet still feels timeless. It isn't just about revenge. It's about overthinking, betrayal, grief, hesitation, and how delayed action can destroy everything you love. Prince Hamlet had the intelligence to expose evil, but not the speed to stop it before everything burned down. And that may be the most tragic lesson of all. Sometimes life doesn't destroy you because your enemies are stronger. Sometimes it destroys you because you waited too long while thinking about what to do.